here's something we hope you'll really like.
This is a journey into sound. This is a journey into sound. A journey which along the way will bring to you new color, new dimension, new value.
When all is ready, I throw this switch. Pump up the volume, pump up the volume. Pump that bass.
Would you mind saying that again?
You make me feel so good.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a special news bulletin from our on-the-spot passport.
Oh my God. The music just turns me on. These are sweet souls.
Thinking of a master plan. Death with the record. Death with the record. Thinking of a master plan. Death with the record. Death with the record. Thinking of a master plan. Cause ain't nothing but sweat inside my hands. So I dig into my pocket, all my money spent. So I get deeper, but still coming up with lint. So I start my mission, leave my residence. Thinking how could I get some dead presidents? I need money. I used to be a stick-up kid, so I think of all the devious things I did. I used to roll up, roll up, roll up. I used to roll up, roll up. I used to roll up. This is a hole up. Ain't nothing funny. Stop smiling. You still don't nothing move but the money. But now I learn to earn cause I'm righteous. I feel great, so maybe I might just search for a 9 to 5. If I strive, then maybe I'll stay alive. So I walk up the street, whistling this, feeling out of place, cause man do I miss a pen and a paper, a stereo, a taper. Me and Eric being a nice big plate of this, which is my favorite dish. But without no money, it's still a wish. Cause I don't like to dream about getting paid, so I dig into the books of the rhymes that I made. So now to test to see if I got pulled, hit the studio, cause I'm paid in full. One, two, three, One, two, three, Pump up the volume, pump up the volume. Pump that bass.
Back in the club, how you kids used to laugh at that song.
Check this out. Yo, you go to your girl's house and I go to mine. Cause my girl is definitely mad cause it took us too long to do this album. Yo, I hear what you're saying. So let's just pump the music up and count our money. Yo, but check this out. Yo, Eli, turn the bass down and just let the beat keep on rocking. And we out of here.
volume, pump up the volume.
Wait a minute, you better talk to my mother.
Yo, what happened to peace? Yo, what happened to peace? Peace, 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 peace.
Death with the record. Death with the record. Death with the record. It's so fresh.
Good night, kids. Was it good enough for you? 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 Was it good enough for you?
How'd y'all like that countdown? A little something I threw together. Uh, I mean, it is the first Saturday night showcase of the 2024 year. Happy New Year to everybody. This is our first show of the year. Uh, hopefully we have a good time this year like we did the last half of last year. Uh, in case you didn't know or you can't read, I am Jordan Page, South Coast Canes, and I am coming to you live from Sebastian Street Studios here at Hurricane Lane. I hope everybody's doing well. Uh, get a little housekeeping taken care of first. As you can see, I kind of spruced the place up a little bit. We do have the check it out corner. I did actually name it. Uh, and of course, what that is a couple of probably lesser known to some people. Some little some content creators that I've found that I really like. Uh just I think some of them probably been around for a little bit, not much. They probably don't have the the subscribers or the views and stuff. But I just wanted to put it out there because it's good stuff, different perspectives. I did add one more. Uh, it was oh good lord, where's he at? I don't forgot his name. But anyway, also this space up here is for rent. So if you're looking, just joking. That's just the joke up there. I was having fun. There it is. Sports Truth with Jordan Harris. That dude there, bro. I mean, it's like watching network I mean, this dude is smooth, bro. He's really good. Very good stuff. Um, Also, I want to let y'all know that our channel is up to 55 subscribers. Excuse me. And the other day, what was that? Monday, Tuesday? I don't remember. Uh, I actually, for those of y'all who've been around since the beginning, um, when I first started this, I was really kind of wanting to get to those 50 subscribers so I could do the live, to just go YouTube live. And mic check, mic check. Can you hear me? Y'all can hear me, I hope. Okay. Uh and so yeah, I was talking, wanted to do the YouTube live so I could just do this wherever, however. But as things went by and I started to learn, uh, it's not that big a deal as far as trying to build it. But I just think it's freaking awesome. 55 people. I mean, the youth fellowship. Man, I tell you what, it's crazy. This is so friggin' wild, man. I am so appreciative. So appreciative. Uh, but I will say, uh, I do want to give a personal thanks to Garrett over there at Kane's Cast. I appreciate you showing the love. But hey, bud, we all here to support each other. I'm trying to pass it on. Blessings and good luck to you. So it looks like we got us an all-star studded cast in the chat tonight. Just to let you know that I pinned the StreamYard invite to the top of the chat. So anybody and everybody is welcome. I'm real excited. Uh this show is kind of dedicated to the Cuban Kane because he's always asking, is it a rebuild or a remodel? And we're going to discuss it. And then we'll discuss whatever else everybody would like to do. So, Crip, my man, I'm so glad to see you here. I hope you're doing well. Faith Family Football, how you doing? How you doing? And of course, the Great, Shad the Great, my man, how you doing? Lakers all day. Good to see you. Phil, the swag. Romano, good to see you. Good to see you. Ah, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. Ah, so basically, what's going to happen? And yeah, I got y'all. I see y'all in the backstage. I'm getting to y'all. Just please be patient. Let me finish my intro spiel. I'm on a roll. uh but yeah, when I was doing that YouTube live, just trying it, and I do apologize for the quality. It was kind of pathetic, but it kind of panned out. But I was working on my truck and I'm like, hey, let me multitask. Anyway, the point of the story is Cuban showed up. And of course, Cuban, my man Cuban, he always asks, was it a remodel or a rebuild? And I'm like, you know what? We're going to dedicate a whole show to that. Everybody, like I said, everybody's welcome to chime in. I'll, put up everybody here just a second. Uh so yeah, that's going to be our topic of discussion, our main topic. Now we can venture off into whatever, and we probably will. But yeah, so was 2023 football season, did was it a rebuild or a remodel for the Hurricanes? Fix it so you were really working. All right. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and bring on our patient backstage guest who've been waiting for like, I don't know, 3 minutes. I'm joking. I'm joking. But look, let's all have fun. let's all enjoy ourselves. Let's have some good conversation and fellowship. So we have in the bottom square, we got Crip. Got a little choked up there with that introduction, huh? And then, of course, as y'all can see, Mr. Lakers all day. So, how y'all doing? I think Crip's about to get a lot better.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't know what's up.
You all right?
I put a little sour mango concentrate on top of my bowl.
Okay, then, buddy. So
I didn't think you would bring me in so fast.
Well, I'm ready to get down to it. I think it's an excellent question. I mean, this kind of ranks up there with some of Shad's questions. So I hope everybody's doing okay. So I'm going to start with Lakers all day. Since he's new to the group. So I'm gonna pose the question to you.
Let the new guy get some burn.
Yeah, you will. You will. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Sean,
so Lakers
I am
all
in the
day.
chat. I'm gonna live chat with people. I'm not talking to you.
Pose you the question: was 2023 a remodel or a rebuild? Go.
I think it was a remodel because you know what I'm saying. Some of the players, I mean, we still didn't get the job done, so it's still a remodel. You know what I'm saying? And we over here still trying to friggin', you know what I'm saying, get our quarterback. We still in the goddamn pinstripe bowl. Like, I'm tired of that nonsense. Like, we've been in a pinstripe bowl for like 2 years now. Can we go somewhere else, please? And we need to like. I feel like we in a remodel still, man. I know people want it like right now, but it's gonna take a long time, and you know we need to get Mario situated and see what he wants to do with the coaching situation, and he needs to get better. Dawson needs to get better. It's still a rebuild for me, man. It's still a remodel.
And you know, I won't. I mean, I will agree, not disagree. I will agree because my opinion is because I mean, Cuban's been asking this question since day one. Me personally, I think it's leaning towards. It started off with the remodel, but now with a lot of these guys leaving via the portal. Guys leaving via the draft. And then you got people coming in via the portal, people coming in with recruits and stuff. I think it's starting to it's starting as a remodel, and it's starting to evolve almost into a rebuild, if that makes any sense. What I'm saying is it is being rebuilt. Okay, and I know it's probably going slower than most people really want it to, but it's definitely a rebuild because you already had something there. But I think we're starting to get into that or remodel, and it's getting into that rebuild mode. You see what I'm getting at? And honestly, I think it's just the nature of the beast because, you know, when you bring in a new coach, you know, players leave, players come, things change. But that's just my opinion. All right, Crip, you able to talk, buddy?
Hold on. I did a big one before. Catching my breath. And I got my roommate responding to me like I'm talking to him. Shut up, Sean.
That's right. You never know what you're going to expect on this channel. All right, Crip. So I'm gonna go ahead and pose the question. I know you've been a part of this for a while now, since day one. So I'm gonna let you give me your perspective. Is it a 2023 rebuild or remodel?
I think it's both because Mario's got a long-term deal. So no matter what the fans say, he's there for the long haul. So that's what he's probably doing. If you saw, we lost 75% of a certain class that we had before Mario showed up. But 75% of them are gone, transferred out, included Van Dyke. So, he may not intended for this to happen, but if people are going to be lazy and just expect things to come to them, then get the hell off the team and get to stepping. All right? I don't care about the quarterback situation. We got our starting quarterback on the roster. We have it on the roster. Why mess around and mess with someone's confidence because you want to bring in an established, dude through the portal when you got Emery, you got your Curry. I mean, what more can you want? You know, you have two quarterbacks right there that are ready to go. That if you keep doing this, bringing in transfer quarterbacks, you're not going to build on the future. How you expect to build the future when you're starting all these transfers, especially at quarterback? Look what happened to Florida State. At the end of the season, their transfer quarterback got hurt, and it was all over for everything. It just ended everything. People opted out, and look, yeah, they went undefeated, but they made history by getting the ass beat 63-3. That's the negative side of the transfer portal. All these one and done guys sat out the ball game, and look what it did to Florida State.
Right. And I agree. I thought
Florida
we were gonna.
State is the example that you should look towards to see the dangers of the transfer portal.
Oh, I understand. I was trying to get Bryce to come on, but he may be having some technical difficulties. Let's try again. Bryce, can you hear us? Can you hear us, Bryce? All right, we're gonna give Bryce a little time. Uh-oh. All right, so Bryce is having some technical difficulties. It happens. So Lakers all day. Let me bring you back in.
Yep.
With what Crip said, do you agree or do you disagree? Do you have something more to add to that?
Man, I agree with Crip. Crip is right there with me because what I'm saying. I was saying, on track show that like bump the transfer portal people because low key, we have our quarterback Andrew Corey Brown, right? So why would we want to go get a quarterback and then transfer portal that's going to be here for 1 year and then leave? You know what I'm saying? Why not just develop our quarterbacks? You know what I'm saying? Like Alabama did with Tua and you know what I'm saying? Saying whoever, you
And
know what I'm saying? Like
Clemson.
let's go. Yeah. Clemson, you know what I'm saying? Let's go build our quarterbacks. Then after that, we can see what your quarterback do. Go to the league, and after that, we go get another quarterback. You build him up, and then that's how you bring your quarterbacks in here. You know what I'm saying? We already have great talent at the Miami Hurricanes. Like we get great running backs, great tight ends, good wide receivers, good DBs, good safeties. All we need now is what? Quarterbacks.
Yeah. And we may touch on that quarterback and all this stuff a little further down the road because that topic has been that horse has been flogged to death. So Bryce, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
All right. So Bryce, I don't know if you've met Lakers all day. Lakers
Bryce,
is
What's
new
up,
is
Crip?
new
How
to
you
the
doing?
channel. So
Happy
be nice
birthday.
to
Nice
him.
to meet you.
Don't
what's up?
treat him
What's
like
up,
you
man?
do Crip. No, I'm just joking.
Wait, what?
So I'm joking. I'm joking. So how you been, Bryce? You doing okay?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. Doing better.
All right. I'm glad to see you back. See you back on the airwaves, dude. I'm glad things are good for you because I got your back.
Appreciate you.
So Bryce, of
Yes, sir.
course, this is a tribute to Cuban Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Topic is 2023. Was it a rebuild or a remodel? Uh, was it one or the other? Both? What I mean, give us your thoughts. What does Bryce think 2023 was?
I think I'm gonna have to agree with what you said earlier, Jordan. I think it was more starting off as a remodel and then heading into a little bit of a rebuild. Um, I think as Canes fans and everybody in the StreamYard can probably agree that nobody really expected us to probably go 7-6. You know, it's the story of one call
John,
that
can
could have
you
gone
hear
this
what I'm
way.
watching through your thing?
Uh, yeah, we could hear it a little bit.
Yeah,
Hold on, I'll turn it down.
okay, that's better. Thank you, Grip. But yeah,
Is that
it's
better?
honestly, yeah, you're good, man.
Sorry,
That's
I'm
better.
I'm watching an RC car race. I'm sorry, and that's what I do.
You're good, man. You're good. All good. But yeah, it's kind of like, the story of the year. One call that could have gone this way, one possession that could have gone this way. I mean, it's crazy to think, we realistically could have maybe finished the season probably with an 8-win season, 9-win, potentially a 10-win season, but a lot of things happened. Um, Losing to Rutgers is definitely was, I don't think anybody really expected that. Um, but then again, how like Crip was alluding to earlier, all these guys that opted out, all these guys that are going to the draft, we had 5 guys that were not on the roster for us. Rutgers only had one guy that left. You know, um, 2020. It's funny because I was gonna do a video on this. To talk about my overall thoughts on this season. I was saying to myself, like, this season that we had, Mario Cristobal under his second year, I think a lot of Canes fans would have had expected this year one under him to finish 7-6. You
Yeah,
know, and unfortunately, that just wasn't the case. I mean, we still finished with the winning record. That's good and all, but now we're going on 8 years of not winning a bowl game, which is obviously not a good look on our part. And on top of that, we all know that we've already lost quite a few players to the transfer portal. You already alluded it to earlier, our whole entire quarterback situation, that's a whole other topic for another day.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but I think the one thing that I think, and agree with me, disagree, I think we can say that we took a very, very small step forward this season and this year. Was it
Most definitely.
a successful season, and did we accomplish all the goals that we wanted to this year? No. But the one thing that I think that you and I have been discussing about quite for some time is that this team didn't quit.
Right.
That and it's funny because I've been talking to
Yeah,
other
that's
people
the
that
one
talk.
thing I could say.
Yeah,
And I'm sick of
e-
seeing those quitting teams. That can
exactly,
happen.
exactly. But honestly, though, I definitely agree with what you said earlier, Jordan. I felt like it started off as a remodel, and then we're heading into a rebuild. I mean, I think today, I forget what it was, the All American game or something like that, where they had all of our recruits on today. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
we got to see some of our guys like Marquise Lightfoot.
yeah.
Some of
Lightfoot had a pretty heavy one today, buddy. It wasn't no light feet about him.
No, got to see.
Oh,
I
I
think
missed all that. I was making money today.
yeah, yeah.
Me
We
too,
got to see.
Crip. Don't worry.
No, it's all good, man.
But
Yeah, so we got to see. So we definitely did get to see some of the future guys that are going to be with
mm-hmm,
us. So
mm-hmm.
there's definitely some optimism there and some positivity there. But as an overall, for this 2023 season. We took a small step forward, but there's a lot that that we still need to fix. Mario Cristobal's, timeout when to take a timeout has got to be better. Time management is still an issue that needs to be better. Dawson, I want to give him,
Oh,
a little.
yes.
I want to give him a little bit of crap. At the same time, he's only been an offensive coordinator for us for about a year, so I'm giving him a little bit of leeway. But he's still got to be better with his.
I think he needs to hire dedicated time management personnel.
I think we
Because
lost.
apparently he was having that issue at Oregon too.
I think we lost your audio, Bryce. Hey, okay.
You know,
There you.
because the
Okay, you're
history
back.
of Mario, not at FIU, but at Oregon, he had the same issues with that clock management shit.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Well, I think.
But again, he could recruit his ass off, so who gives a fuck?
Well, honestly, though, I believe, and I might upset some people when I say this, but I think a lot of the Canes fans out there have some real unrealistic expectations. I believe that they thought, and hey, I'll raise my hand and say I did drink the Kool-Aid last year, thinking Mario was going to come in here, but it was complete. It wasn't. It don't happen like that. I mean, Mario wasn't gonna come in here and just all of a sudden we were gonna turn into a 10-win team overnight.
Especially what this program has been through.
Right.
Years,
Now,
what 2
right,
decades, maybe more of junk. You
right.
know, the
Now,
administration, the AD, the garbage,
and I
garbage.
and I will say this, and Lakers, feel free to chime in that as I don't want to say as bad, but as mistake stricken as this 2023 season was. And I say mistake stricken as far as the turnovers, the TVD situation, the Emery situation with the injuries, just the complete, I don't want to say turnaround or turnabout of play after the bye week, but still, with all the dysfunctional stuff going on, in my opinion, I think that 2023 was a small step in the right direction compared.
And if I
Okay.
may,
So,
if I may add this in, Jordan, because Phil's commented down in the section below because I completely forgot about this. It definitely was a very small step forward because we beat a ranked Texas A&M team, which we beat an SEC team for the first time in a decade, and then we beat Clemson,
Clemson
even though Clemson had a
with
down
a
year this
backup.
year. Yeah, with our backup quarterback, even though again, I know I just said it, I'll say it again, even though Clemson had a down year this year, that's still those are 2 signature wins for Mario Cristobal. Those are big wins under his belt. Now it's just trying to, get all the pieces together. And everybody's saying, we are a quarterback away, and we I think we can all agree we don't know what the heck's gonna happen with our quarterback room. We don't know.
right.
You
Exactly.
know,
I'm sick of it
all
because ever since Derek King, we've been chasing these transfer quarterbacks, and I'm not liking it.
yeah, and I agree. Right now all we know is that Jakari's coming back, which is big for us. We're still gonna have Emory Williams, but we won't get him back until the spring until he's fully recovered, and then you have Judd Anderson coming in. Now, whatever they do, ever decide to do in the transfer portal, by all means, do what you got to do. In all honesty, more than anything, we need depth in the quarterback room. And if you want to create competition in that quarterback room, by all means, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So Lakers
Hmm.
all day. I'm gonna
I
I'm gonna
predict
I'm gonna
Mario
start.
next class might recruit 2 quarterbacks.
All right, Lakers all
Watch,
day. I'm gonna start with you,
watch Mario work.
and we can go around the table if y'all like. But I want to talk about. I kind of touched on it about the transition from the 2022 to 2023, and even years before. But what I want to ask y'all, and I'll start with Lakers,
Mhm.
is do you think there was any improvements made this year compared to last year or years past?
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Now the reason why I ask, I know it sounds like it's like I know y'all thinking, well, yeah, no shit, we went from 5-7 to 7-7 or 7-6. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting
Yeah.
at
hmm
is you got some of those knuckleheads out there that think this was probably the worst Miami football season since 77 or some crap. But I just want to be
No,
I want us to be
no,
realistic.
no.
I want us to have this intelligent conversation because I know everybody on here is intelligent. Y'all aren't part of the knuckleheads. But I guess what I'll ask is if you think that 2023 was an improvement over last year, what do you like? What did you like? And then what do you think, in your opinion, Miami needs to improve on going into the 2024 season?
All right, I got you. So, well, we improved on winning some of our big games. You know what I'm saying? Like something like beating Clemson. That was a big one for us. We was right there with FSU when they was like 12-0, so that's a good thing. Um, it's just that, you know what I'm saying, we didn't quit. You know what I'm saying? Like we kept on the motor that we needed. It's just that we need to get better on, like, the coaches need to get better on, like, management, decision making in the game, like telling the guys, like, you know what I'm saying, like timeouts and kneel the ball, and you know what I'm saying. We need to get this. We need to get this quarterback situation right, and this offensive coordinator needs to be. You know what I'm saying. He needs to be, like, really, like, he just needs to get better, and like Mario probably just needs to just step back a little bit and just let the court, like, and just let the O line. I mean, just let the dude name is freaking let the offensive coordinator just do his job and just sit
Dawson.
back, and you just worry about the freaking, you know what I'm saying, the O line and timeouts. But that's what you need to do. But that's all we need to get better. I feel like, and low key developing the guys so they can make it to the NFL. That too.
I hear you. I see Shad the Great has joined us with another epic title or name. I did fix his job. How you doing, Shad? All right, Crip. Same question to you, dude. Tell me, if you think 2023 was an improvement, what do you think they need to improve on going into 2024, et cetera, et cetera?
Okay, well, I think the major improvement was our line play. It was amazing this year. It was absolutely amazing. There were times where TVD didn't even get touched. There was almost an entire game where TVD didn't get touched. So, and what do we need to improve on? We need to get some threat receivers, some receivers that cause fear in the opponent's eyes when you see them on the field. That we don't have. You can have all the slot guys you want, this guy, but you also need your number one that people will, try to double team and leave other people open. You would think we would use our tight ends, but we'll see we'll see what they have cooked up for next season. Because clearly our tight ends wasn't ready to catch any balls this year on the dropsies.
I hear you. All right. So making his debut, we have Shad. For those of you who don't know Shad, this is Shad. Shad, this is everybody. Uh so I'll go ahead and pose the question to you, Shad. 2023, was it a remodel or a rebuild? And then, give us your thoughts, like I was asking the other guys. What was 2023 an improvement? what kind of improvements do you think the team needs to make going into 2024? Give us your thoughts and theories, sir.
Well, I have to say it was a remodel, and kind of like what Bryce said, it went from a remodel to a rebuild in the middle of the season, which is kind of what happened in 2021 after Derrick King went down. So I agree with that. And when you say improvement, because I guess I'm kind of like the fan that wants the process to speed up a little bit, but I also understand the process. So when you ask me the question about improvement, I'm trying. I go back to 2021 when Mario wasn't here. So I asked the question: did we improve from 2021? I don't count last year because I don't know why
Right,
last
right,
year
right.
happened. Last year shouldn't have happened, so I just erased that out of my mind. So, but like Crip said, I mean the most notable improvement had to be the offensive line, whether it was last year or even 2021. As far as what needs to be improved on, and I think this was an issue, and I think it would have been solved this year when we go back to the remodel aspect. Had the offense and things worked the way that it needed to work, and TBD didn't get hurt like he got hurt, I think it very well could have been a situation where we got more of the younger guys playing time throughout the year. And so that's the big issue that I have going into 2024 is that we're going to be depending on a lot of guys that didn't play a lot of snaps this year. And so it kind of pushes us kind of back in terms of a timeline, and it has to kind of change the expectation. So while like Lakers and Crip have said we got the quarterback on the roster, I agree with that. But at the same time, I don't think most people will accept going 7-6 again or just winning 8 games again next year, even though we're going to be dependent on a lot of guys that didn't play a lot of time this year.
Makes sense. Makes sense. That's what I like about Shad. He becomes the adult in the room.
Hey Shay, I got a question for you though. So since you said that, right? So do you think like in like since like okay, since like what you said about, you know what I'm saying, like us having, Brown and us probably going like what like 8 in what you said we're gonna go like 8 in what now?
No, I'm not predicting that's going to
Mm-hmm.
be the record. What I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying is that I would have to say that, and it's not based solely on the quarterback. It's just that we're going to be depending on a lot of guys next year that didn't really play a lot of snaps, and we're replacing a lot of experience going into next year. So I think,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of who the quarterback is, it's going to be some hurdles to cross.
Yeah, but okay, what I don't I understand your point, but like I feel like this is where Mario and the coaches need to develop these players to play great. You know what I'm saying? Like even like saying like the freshman guys, right? They need to go here and coach these guys so they can be ready for Florida and these good games. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? It's like we're gonna have young guys out there that's gonna be playing against sophomores and juniors. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna be like the young the young player, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be like the young freshmen out there playing against, you know what I'm saying, these older guys, and that's where I feel like we just need to take a step and like just don't even worry about nothing else but football and what we have to do to get the job done to get to the national championship. You feel me? Because you know what I'm saying. Me, I'm tired of being like what, like 7-9, 8 and whatever, 8-5. You know what I'm saying? I want to go to the Rose Bowl. You feel me? I'm trying to go to the national championship. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if these kids have to grow up a little bit now, then guess what? They have to grow up. You feel me? And I understand what you said, Chad. You know what I'm saying? Like, we do have to really buckle down now. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna be interesting, with the younger guys coming up, and it's just gonna be crazy. All right, Bryce, your turn. How you doing, Ellen?
Okay, so Jordan, remind me what the question was, so that way I can give you my answer.
Basically, basically, you know, 2023.
Hmm.
Do you feel the team improved over 2022 and of course, years before that?
Hmm.
Uh and what do you think that the team needs to improve? I'm sorry, Ellen's comment. I apologize. Uh and what do you think the team needs to do to even improve further into 2024?
Okay, so I'm sorry. What's the what's this guy's name? The one that's got your South Coast didn't fix his truck's name
Oh,
again?
that's Shad the Great.
Shad. Okay,
The
so
Great.
they're great. So I kind of agree with what Shad said. Going back to 2021. Kind of like during the COVID year kind of thing before we changed head coaches and stuff like that. You could definitely tell that, and I know everybody has their own thoughts about how they feel about Manny Diaz and stuff like that, but you got to give credit to where credit due. Manny Diaz was trying his best. He was doing everything that he can, and we brought in De'Ara King, and I felt like De'Ara King changed him, and I would say Rhett Lashley because I got to give Rhett Lashley his flowers too. You
Whoa,
know,
whoa, whoa. Hold on, Bryce. Shad, what are you doing? What are you trying to put that camera back on your face? Thank you. We're about to have a pause, and you just got to go on the timeout for doing that camera thing. It went awfully low. Go ahead, Bryce. I'm sorry.
yeah, nah, you good. Yeah, but I felt like there definitely was some improvement there. I think we finished the season in 2021 at 8-5. We went to the Cheez It Bowl. We lost was it Oklahoma State, and then 2022 came, and then 2022 was just a disaster of a year. And then heading into this year, I would say the improvements to this year would definitely first thing that sticks out to you is the offensive line. And alluding what Crip said, you know, first four games, look at the protection that TVD had. He had a lot of protection to be able to throw the ball. I would say our tackling got better. Our defensive line was throughout most of the season definitely did their part. I think, hiring Lance Guidry was definitely a good hire by Mario Cristobal. I think our defense definitely got better. I would say in terms of special teams, special teams had, their ups and downs down this year, but, they did their job for the most part. Uh, Running back wise, I think our running backs definitely that room is so impactful. I mean, with Henry Parrish, when we still had Don Jane Jr. at that time, uh, you know, we knew Mark Fletcher Jr. was going to be good, but I don't think anybody expected him to be that good. You know, so definitely love what what's his name, the Iceman, Tim Harris Jr. What he's doing in our running back room for sure. I like what Kevin Beard has done with our wide receiver room. Obviously, Restrepo had a hell of a season this season. Passing 1,000 yards and receptions, 80th career catch, I think. So, Restrepo had a very good year. Same thing with Chloe George, despite having a horrible game against Rutgers. Even though Colby Young is no longer with us, he was our third leading receiver. You know, so
Keep going.
yeah,
Excuse me.
you're good, man. Yeah, you're good. So overall, I think our wide receiver room definitely got better, but again, we definitely do need to have a guy in that wide receiver room that can be that dude for sure. And then speaking on tight ends, again, I'm all for getting our tight ends involved and having them block and stuff like that. But it's as Canes fans, we're sitting here wondering what the heck happened to tight end you know. So I mean, overall, you know, I love the hiring of Lance Guidry. I think Lance Guidry was a good hire. Uh, you know, again, would have loved to see our tight ends get involved more. I know they got involved in the Boston College game. Yeah, but like that's only one game. Would have liked to see them more. throughout the season. Dawson, a lot of his play calling, was good. A lot of it was very questionable. A lot of it's like, what the hell are we doing? Uh, I mean, perfect example, the Rutgers game, 4th and 2. You know, uh, the final play when we had the ball towards the goal line in Louisville. A lot of questionable play calls. Um, Again, like I was saying earlier about Mario Cristobals, when to take a timeout, time management, all that stuff. That's got to be better. Um, Another thing too, I know James Williams and Cam Kitchens isn't here with us anymore, but if I'm probably not the only one that noticed this, but Cam Kitchens tend when he was with us this season always tend to play a lot of hero ball when instead of playing to his assignments and stuff like that. And like every now and then I'm okay with it, but at the same time, you also got to understand the situation here too. Do your assignment and it'll come to you. You know, uh, I think we definitely do need to get better in pass protection as well. I think our run defense did a pretty good job this year, despite some other games where we kind of struggled in terms of our run defense. Um, Now, in terms of our roster, again, quarterback room needs to get more depth. Um, I think I'm already forgetting his name again. Shad is his name.
Shad, like the fish.
Shad. Gotcha. Gotta try to remember that. I agree with what else he said. There's a lot of guys that probably are heading in 2024 that we know that we didn't really get to see this much this season. Um,
I don't like how the
so
rear end feels.
so I would definitely agree with that. Uh, yeah, overall, there's some positives to take away from this 2023 season, but there not all of it was positive. There were some negatives this season. I think I think we still definitely need to get a couple guys out of the transfer portal to fill in some holes to get more depth for sure, whether that's on the defensive side of the ball or the offensive side of the ball or special teams, whatever. And then honestly, it just really comes down to game day execution, making better decisions, players executing their assignments, stuff like that. But
I'll check it out later.
overall, I'm not upset with the season that we had, but at the same time, it goes back to what could have been.
Shad, did you bring enough for the whole class? You just sitting there stuffing your face with God knows what that is. Is that some of those what we call them, the Andy caps? Them hot fries. What you got there? Popcorn? Got some popcorn? Did you bring enough for everybody? I mean, I know you're a first
Is
time.
is there butter on that popcorn?
I got a whole ounce of concentrate if anyone needs any. I don't have food, but I got weed. I got food.
I mean,
I got plenty.
now, Shad, you're new to the chat and the show here, but I kind of frown upon people eating in class.
You want to see them?
I'm just joking. I'm joking. Anyway, all right.
I
So,
smoke in class. Oh,
well,
look, that's what I'm dabbing on. That's the concentrate. Yeah,
yeah, it looks
smells like
interesting.
mangoes.
Anyway, okay. So, without we'll go around the table one more time here. So, without mentioning quarterback position is off the table because again, I'm not getting into that. That's done. That topic has been beat to death. Personally, I'm just tired of this. It's like every time some quarterback goes in the transfer portal, his stats and stuff, and I don't want to talk about it. So the question is, What position or positions are you most anxious to see come next season as far as, you know, how they've improved, what they look like? But in other words, what position or positions are you anticipating seeing do better or whatever next year? And I'm gonna start with Lakers all day again. What positions got you curious? I think we put Lakers to sleep.
Oh my bad, no, I'm
No,
back
no,
in.
okay, there you
No,
are,
I'm back.
buddy. There you
I want
go.
to
So,
see I want to see cornerbacks because like you said, I like defense and I like playing corner. I wish what I'm saying I want to see how they do. What else? I want to see DNs too. DNs. I want to see them get better because we need some good DNs to to get to the quarterback. And D tackle. We need to do that too, and probably tight ends.
so basically the whole team. No, I'm
No, I
just joking.
mean
I'm
just three,
joking.
three.
I'm
Yeah,
joking,
that's who.
Lakers.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm joking. But not yeah, I mean, I won't I'd agree with that. I would agree with that. Uh Anybody else before we move to Crip? All right, Crip, same question. What position or positions are you real curious to see what they look like in the next season?
Double that, man. All right. I want you telling your count.
You're ready. Wide receiver. That's the only position I want to see get better.
Your count so freaks?
That's it. And there's no questions asked. Everything else is good.
Everybody freak but you.
But wide receiver.
All right, Bryce, we're gonna mix it up and let you go next. Let Shad finish that popcorn.
Yeah, Shad make me hungry over here, man.
I mean, you see him trying to get it out of his teeth.
Oh, I see it. It's all good, bro.
Pause. Go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Bryce. Okay, I'm shutting up. Go, Bryce.
No, you're good. You're good. So, okay. I think I'm going to start off with the defense. I think I'm anticipating some of the guys that we got coming in, like how I was mentioning Lightfoot. You know, I think he's going to be big for us. What's his name? Booker Pickett, I think his name. Another guy that also did really good as well. I think I'm curious as to how our cornerback room and safety room are going to look like, with the departure of with James Williams and Cam Kitchens gone. Linebacker play is another position. We have Kiko Malagoa coming back, but obviously losing Corey Flagg, to go play with his brother, I think in Missouri. So that's another position that I think I'm looking forward to. I think our defensive line is going to be okay. I think we'll be okay there. Now moving on the offensive side of the ball, again, I would have to agree with Crip. We're getting Josiah Trader in here. We're getting Nykar in here. We're getting Chance Robinson in here. We're getting three stud wide receivers in this class. But and it's not to knock Strepo or Jacoby George or Isaiah Horn or any of these other guys. We just haven't really had a guy that has that it factor in that wide receiver room, you know, and I feel like
Guy
we
that
definitely,
causes fear in the defender's eyes.
yeah,
Got Andre Johnson.
hmm
Where the fuck is it?
yeah,
Listen to you.
hmm
Get the wide receivers here.
yeah,
I'm passionate about that subject. I'm sorry.
no, you're good, man, you're good. I mean, it's been a while since we've had a guy that's literally just a baller, a playmaker, a game changer type of wide receiver. We
My
haven't had
second
that.
favorite wide receiver is the playmaker.
Yeah. And then
Well, he's my
tight end.
second favorite player.
Yeah, I hear you, Kev. I hear you, buddy. But tight
Well, I
end
mean,
is another.
as far as wide receivers go, I'm waiting for the second coming of Willie Shakespeare myself, but that's a different story.
Yeah, yeah. Aren't we all?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bryce. Go ahead, Bryce.
Right? We
Yeah. Tight end is
we
another
need some more
position.
Mosses, some
Yep.
Benjamins.
Yeah. Tight end is another position because, like I was alluding to earlier, what the heck happened to tight end? I mean, obviously we got a tight end in this 2024 signing class. I think Elijah Lofton. So I'm curious to what he brings to the table. I'm also curious, if we, you know, hopefully Elijah Royal, we see more of him because I know he was dealing with injuries and stuff like that. I hope to see more of him. We got to see some flashes of Riley Williams as well. Would like to see Jackson Carver as well. Um, Cam McCormick, I'm not gonna lie, he's a good blocking tight end, but I mean that dude needs. I don't know how we still have this dude. To be honest with you, got to learn how to catch the ball. Um, but it's always good to have depth there. Running back, I think we're good in terms of our running back room. I hope Mark Fletcher is going to be okay. I have no idea what the extent of his injury is. Um, obviously,
Citizen next year for Henley, please.
yeah, no, I definitely would like to see Citizen. Uh, definitely would like to see Chris Johnson Jr. get some burn. Definitely would like to see some of these other guys get some burn. I think what's his name, Jordan Lasley. What's his name? Slipping. His name's Jordan Lyle. Jordan Lyle. That's his name. A couple of the other guys that they got coming in and running back. Um, Offensive line is going to be interesting. With Matt Lee going to the draft, Javion Cohen going to the draft as well. Uh,
So basically, you and Lakers you're just curious about the whole team.
I mean, it's kind of hard to just pick one.
I know.
You,
But see, you got just I like to give some thought provoking questions. Just see what you're
yeah,
thinking about.
yeah,
Plus, I want to give you a hard time and be a smartass.
no, I completely get you, John. I completely get you. But I think if I have to pick one out of every position, that I think the thing that would probably be my concern would probably be that offensive line. That would probably be my concern because, you're losing, Matt Lee. I understand, we got the Indiana transfer coming in to replace him. And then, we got Jalen Rivers coming back, which is big. But, we do, and I understand, Mara Cristobal and Alex Mirabal is cross-train, these guys. But it's still like, there's still a little bit concern there because, we're going to be playing some guys that, didn't really get a lot of playing time, this year and the year prior to that. So that would be my concern because, everything starts up in the trenches. You got to protect your quarterback. You got to talk about defensive side now. You got to make sure, you keep the other opposing team off the board as much as you can. So, that would be my concern. But anyways, I'm gonna stop ranting.
All right, Orville Redenbacher, your turn.
Nah, I'm to be honest, it's just two position groups for me. It's the running back room and then the linebacker room. The reason I say the running back room is because I think we didn't know what the rotation was. I mean, one week it'll be two backs, then another week it'll be one and a half, and then obviously when we played the beginning of the season, we saw 4 or 5 guys. So it's gonna be interesting to see because running back is a position where you got to kind of get on the field early or try to do something early or try to be in the mix because those guys are probably not going to stay within, we're in the era of the transfer portal. So I'm actually surprised that we've been able to keep this many guys on the roster and that problem just gonna be compounded next year. So like Cripps spoke about Citizen, getting back into the mix next year. That'd be great to see. And I asked this question yesterday on a chat. I said, man, we don't even know if Chris Johnson is even going to play next year. I mean, just in terms of just because of what we saw from the running back rotation.
Right.
It makes no sense to me to redshirt a running back, and then we brought in two guys this cycle. So I'm concerned with that, and then also the linebacker position, and I'm most concerned with that. And I spoke about this on a video that I did a while back. I looked at the progression or the development of Wes Saint. Wes Saint is just now coming into himself, and this is just the back end of his second year. So, but Wes Saint played his freshman year. We got a crop of linebackers who didn't play nearly as much as Wes Saint. So, what I was trying to look up before Bryce was finished talking, because someone on a message board that I'm on, they had rewatched the Rutgers game, and he was talking about, well, Kiko didn't have one of his better games. And so I kind of use PFF because people like to use PFF. And so I said, well, yeah, Kiko's production or grading had started to slide towards the back end of the season. But one of the things that I noticed was that Kiko was playing nearly all of the available snaps on defense, even though Flag and Cloyd and even West got some snaps. But without question, Kiko played the most, and Kiko was the middle. So we gave the majority of the linebacker snaps to four guys. Now, three of those four are returning next year, but at the same token, knock on wood, we were lucky with injuries at that position. We can't say that we'll be lucky next year. So that's why I'm concerned about the linebacker position, because it's like, what does it look like? And that's why I was so concerned with the bowl game. And guys were saying, oh, well, it's a meaningless game. I don't care about looking at it. I cared because a lot of the guys that played in that game are going to be asked to be second team guys next year. Some guys that may have been on third.
Right.
They're going to be asked to do that. So the linebackers not playing much whatsoever. And we don't know what the defensive tackle room is going to look like. Kiko might get beat up a little bit more this year, him, Cloyd, and West. And West doesn't have the weight that, to be an every down guy right now, in my opinion. So those are the two position groups I'm concerned with. And I have the same concern for both groups, just the rotation or lack thereof. So those are my concerns.
Hey, Jordan, if I could chime in here real quick. Isn't Cloyd going to the draft, though?
Yeah, Cloyd's out.
I thought
Cloyd declared.
Oh, he
yeah.
I thought he declared.
Yeah, he's going to the draft.
Oh, well, see.
Hey,
so now we got two guys.
We got. I don't mean to interrupt, but we got a late breaking news story.
What's that?
Bambi Killer is in the chat.
That man.
For those who don't know, is Coach Hayes is in the chat.
That man ain't killed nothing.
No, just time and probably some, I don't know, whatever he puts in that cup.
He didn't kill that. Hey, I would tell you what killing time was. You up there talking about changing the ignition coil. That was killing time. I ain't see the ignition coil. I ain't see a spark plug.
Well, I was busy interacting with my audience, sir. I did finish it. I just wanted to.
Hey, listen, you were wasting time until you got the guy Napa to come over there to change it for you. That's how you were doing. I know that game. I know.
Well, no. It's just when I got to that ignition coil, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to stop and kind of really get into this. But I got into the moment. I was in the mood. You know, I was in the zone.
I don't want to cut you off, but I'm looking right now.
What you got?
So played in the 13 games we played. Well, 14 games we played. He played 698 snaps.
Wow.
So that's a lot of snaps. 698. That's a lot.
Now, to give my 2 cents, I agree. The linebackers, I'm kind of curious on how that's going to play out. And as always, I'm real curious on the the defensive backs, cornerbacks, and safeties. Uh, I believe that I think they improved a little bit this past season. They looked like they weren't as dazed and confused in the past few seasons. Still a lot of room for improvement. Uh, oh yeah, I'm gonna get to that in just a second, Ellen. Uh, I know with Cam leaving, James Williams leaving, uh, I guess Corey still has another year, but I'm really hoping that the pass coverage kind of kind of improves a little bit more, but I think with the defensive front, they'll probably be able to get more pressure. But yeah, I'm real curious to see how the defensive backs evolve and improve. I'm real curious to see how the linebacker position, inside and out, depending on whatever scheme Gidry runs. I'm just kind of curious to see how that develops. It'd be good to have a good, solid linebacker core that Miami's always had. Uh so yeah, since Ellen brought it up real quick, hey, Faith Family Football still here. Just to let y'all know, I am running a special. If you'd like to join the Insider Club, you can start with a 7-day free trial. Then it's $49.99 every month after that. I can't even do it with a straight face. But I think Ellen was telling me the other day, or it might have been today, I don't remember, but I think it was one of them dudes that Coach Hayes was doing his Colorado thing with, was charging folks to join his Patreon for like $50 a month for the inside information or something like that, and then they weren't really being told anything. So it sounds to me like O'Du was a snake oil
You want to
salesman.
know how much MMD Canes charges? $2 for the same shit.
But it's just, and this all stems from, I had the little meme, never underestimate the power of the source, and it all stemmed from, I wanted to have fun with people the other day because, LSU fired their whole defensive staff. And of course, everybody started talking about Gidry. So I'm like, I'm going to have fun with this. I'm going to have fun. And I made the statement on the Twitter X thing that, according to my sources, Gidry's not on any list around here in Baton Rouge. And I was just having fun. And it kind of evolved into my Insiders Club and yada, 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 yada. Oh, crap. I don't even know what I forgot what my next question was going to be now.
I need new tires for my race truck. That's what I need.
Oh, so let me ask this question. Here we go. In y'all's personal opinion, what will keep Mario and the coaching staff off the hot seat after next year? What must happen next year to keep them off the hot seat? Jump in. Anybody? This is free for all.
Oh, a top 5 recruiting class. Top 5 recruiting class. Let's hear for the next top 5 recruiting class. Yeehaw there.
I'll jump in. One, agree with what Crip said. Recruiting definitely helps. Getting key guys in certain positions out of the transfer portal definitely helps. But if you want to stay off the hot seat, recruiting is great and all, transfer portal is great and all, but we need on-field results.
Now, in all fairness, when I talk about hot seat, I refer to the Canes fandom. You see, that's what I'm talking about.
Man, according to the fans, Mario's already on the hot seat. He was on the hot seat last year, according to us fans.
I mean, Crip's not wrong. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. He's not wrong. You
But
know, I'm
all right,
talking.
let's
But if we're talking about, I guess like how most Canes fans are saying, "Oh, fire Mario Cristobal," even though they're saying that now. But like, I'm talking about like if he goes into his third year, and I'm just talking hypothetically here now, and he finishes, let's say again, like 7-6, like we did this year, then there's kind of a little bit of a problem.
Extra.
There's a problem there, because if you look at our schedule heading to next year, okay, yeah, we start off with Florida in Gainesville. Then after that, okay, you got Florida A&M, you got Ball State, you got USF. All those games right there are pretty winnable. Then you get into ACC play. Now, Mario Cristobal's record in ACC play has not been that great, so that definitely does need to be better. You know, and again,
Oh,
you know, how do I put it? It just honestly, he can recruit. He can do whatever he wants in the transfer portal. Same things go with his coaching staff, but at the same time, a lot of Canes fans, like, as much as that makes us happy, we need to see on-field results. And if you want to get, these guys, like, I'm going to throw out this name, for example, like Jeremiah Smith. You want to get a guy like Jeremiah Smith that's a game changer? Start winning games on the field. Start showing on-field results. Like, I get it. But at the same time, we also got to, look it straight in the face and, be cold, hard truth about this, Like, top 5 recruiting class is great and all, going in the transfer portal, getting these big time guys, it's great and all. But, we need to start winning games. We need to start winning games. We need to start winning bowl games because we haven't won a bowl game in 8 years. We need to be in the top of conversations. Like, there might be a chance where we could go and compete for an ACC championship. Where we could be in the top, we should be at least in the top of the conversation, potentially in the playoffs. These are things that, Canes fans would like to hear. These are the expectations that we would like to have. But that's just not the reality sometimes. The reality is, certain things unhappen for unexpected reasons. Like, nobody expected Tyler Van Dyke to throw that many interceptions this season. Nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw us losing to Georgia Tech. We didn't see. Nobody expected this. So in order for Mario Cristobal and the coaching staff, but let's just talk about Mario Cristobal here. In order for him to stay off the hot seat, or for his seat to stop getting hotter than it already is, which I don't know why it is for most of these Canes fans, keep recruiting at a high level, keep doing what you're doing now, get some key guys out of the transfer portal that that are gonna make an impact, that are needed in certain positions, and start winning on the field. And another thing is also get these goddamn young kids disciplined. Get them disciplined. And what I mean by that is I'm referring, and I don't mean to single them out, but I'm going to single them out. Going to talk about Jacoby George. Like, bro, you're costing your team yardage. Stop doing that crap, bro. You're hurting the team more than you're helping it. Yeah, you had a good season, bro, but stop it. That comes down to these players, holding each other accountable, and it also comes down to coaching. Hold these guys accountable, bro. I'm not saying that there isn't a culture there, because there is, but we also got to, it's not me, myself, and I. This is a team sport, But again, go win games on the field, and everything else will take care of itself.
Goodness, I've never seen Bryce get so enthusiastic like that before. I like that. Bryce coming out of his shell. I like it. I like it. All right, Lakers. You've been quiet for too long. Talk to us. Give us some knowledge, words of wisdom, sir.
All right. Well, I mean, Bright said it all for me. We just need to win games, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying, and develop these young guys, and you know what I'm saying. We just have to just do that, and just see what Mario can do with this roster. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to see us develop, guys get better, us win games, us go to the Rose Bowl, us go to national championship. You know, maybe not the national championship, but maybe like the, you know what I'm saying, the Fiesta Bowl, one of the two. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you know what I'm saying, like if he can't do that, then what are you here for? You feel me? Like, are you just here for just recruiting, or you know what I'm saying, are you here for just the money? Because you know what I'm saying, like, you know, okay, you know, like if you can't develop these guys to be great in the NFL and now, then that means that you're not really a good head coach. You feel me? And low
Right.
key, that's what the fans, you know what I'm saying, expect from you, to low key develop the guys, to make them better, to get them where they need to be, to the next level, and get recruits. You're doing the recruiting wise good, but are you a head coach? You know what I'm saying? And can you get these guys to the next level? And can you win us a national championship? That's all we ask for. We're not asking for nothing different. We just want our team to be great. That's it.
All right, Shad. Lay some knowledge on us.
Nah, I'll be honest. It this is not my expectation, but you asked the question in terms of hot seat. It has to be 10 wins. I mean, like you said, you're looking at the schedule, and that's what I was kind of looking at just a minute ago. Kind of looking at the schedule. I mean, the schedule lays out for that, but the schedule has laid out for that for since 2003. You know what I mean? It's just about actually getting there, getting in there, and actually doing it. You know, that's a completely different thing. But I would have to say it would have to be 10 wins. I understand what Bryce is saying, but I think some of the fans and I try to stay relatively in the middle. I don't want to be overly pessimistic. I don't want to be overly optimistic. I like to stay in the middle because it allows me to, pull the good and the bad from both sides. And so the thing that I think people are upset about is just the fact that we go from 7-5 to 5-7, and now we're 7-6. And like Lakers said, hey, it meant, some people kind of brushing that bowl game. I wanted to win that game. 8-5 looks way better than 7-6, even if it's just one game. But that's what it has to be. The recruiting classes are nice, but again, in the era of the transfer portal, you don't even know if those guys are going to be there. Like his transition class, Cyrus Moss is gone. So guys leaving the portal, guys are going to leave for whatever reason. So you can't even count on that. So the thing about it is just you have to show it on the field. And I think 10 wins is going to kind of quiet some people down. Even though me personally, I think it is another 7-8 win season next year. I won't be happy about it, but I think being realistic, I think that's what you have to bank on because, like I said, we're replacing a lot. But some people are gonna want that 10 wins, even though I mean the schedule shows it. But I mean, stranger things have happened. You know what I mean? But
I
I think
know it's a pretty easy schedule next year, right?
I mean, yeah,
It gives us optimism for a lot of wins.
yeah, it looks easy right now. But things can change. Transfer portal, injuries. You know,
Right. Now, me personally, it's this to me. It's the same old, same old. Win the games that you should be able to win, or win the games you should win.
Why?
You know,
Stop, Coach. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Let me ask the host a question.
Okay.
Because that's one of those. catchphrases that we say, or one of those catchy terms that we always say. Win the games that you're supposed to win. Okay, what do you consider a game that you should win, that we should win? Not a team, but what does the makeup of that team have to look like for you to say, hey, we should win that game?
Okay, case in point, like this past year with Georgia Tech, we should have won that game. You know, uh, I think was it like I think we had like Ball State were
Who was
playing
it?
Florida A&M, of course, but I mean the teams that we're going to be favored to win, we
Who
should
was
win.
it,
And
Sean?
what I'm getting at is,
It
it's
was
one
Steve.
thing when you play your Florida State, your
Who was knocking
Florida,
at the
maybe
door?
not Florida this year, but like your Florida State, your Clemson's and stuff like that.
The
But
police?
it's like when you play your like North Carolina State. I felt we should have beat that team.
That's why you
That's
came at
just
that
my
game because
opinion.
it was the police.
In other words, whatever, when we play
You
I don't
say,
want to
yeah,
say the
this ain't my
lesser tier
problem.
teams, but hang on, Crip. I think, the
Oh,
games
I'm
that we're
sorry.
favored in for whatever reason, then I think we should get out there and take care of it. Because I mean, in my opinion, when Miami plays like a Georgia Tech, they should beat Georgia Tech.
Well, let me ask you a follow up question. It leads right into this question. Um, do you shouldn't you like you use Georgia Tech for instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Georgia Tech has been a team that has played us tough, even when we had some very good teams in the early 2000s. Not obviously the
Right,
old, oh,
right, right,
but
right.
like 03, 04, 05. It's been a
Mm-hmm.
played us tough.
Yeah.
Right.
They won an ACC,
Certain teams do.
So
Louisville.
Louisville. So when you say that, I think you're kind of still kind of in that mindset of like, hey, this is Miami, that's Georgia Tech, that's
That
Duke,
sky blue team from North Kakalaka.
that's North Carolina State. Even though North Carolina State is played tough, you know what I mean. So that's what I understand what you're saying, but I think in 2024, I think that becomes a different definition. I think the FAMs, Ball State, I would throw USF in there. They played Bama close, but that may have been an outlier. But just looking at the schedule, based on the definition of the teams that we should beat, I'm only putting Florida A&M, Ball State, and I'm iffy on USL. So I'm really only putting two teams on there that we just like. All right, we should beat them because everything else is kind of playing Cal for the first time. Georgia Tech plays us tough. Louisville plays us tough. Manny's going to be there at Duke. Virginia Tech has been, I would say our second biggest rival in the ACC.
I don't
And
think Manny being at Duke is a threat.
now
We
I'm not
know
gonna say,
what he's capable
no,
of.
no. I'm not saying it's a threat. What I'm saying is it's gonna be an emotional type of thing, and it's gonna be a game to see whether or not this coaching staff can get them in the mindset like, hey, look, we got to beat this guy. You know what I mean? Like we got to beat this guy. Like not even just beating Manny. Last time we played Duke, we lost. So that should be motivation enough, regardless that we got the Cuban on the other side that can't speak Spanish. So, but getting back to what I was asking you, South Coast, those are the only two teams on this schedule that I say that we should beat. Everything else to me, based on what we've been through since 2003, the rest of these teams on the schedule is like it's a pick 'em.
Yeah.
We don't know what
But
team is going to show up.
Well,
but just
I'm
remember,
banking on Citizen becoming a stud. And, I'm banking on that.
but remember one thing: it's my party, and I'll cry if I want to. Okay, I make the rules. I'm just joking. I'm joking. But nah, I mean, and then here's another thing. I'm not trying to change subjects here, but this is something that I guess we can improve. But it kind of struck me the other day that you have Mario that basically wants to play that Big Ten style of run, 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 run. But yet we have an offensive coordinator in Shannon Dawson that is known for this air raid type of throw the ball around type of offense. So I guess what I'm getting at is, you know, at first it seems like a conflict of interest in my opinion, but honestly, I think they have to decide, okay, what kind of offense are we going to run? Is it going to be geared towards the run? Is it going to be geared towards the pass? What is it going to be? Is it going to be I think they need to Mario and Shannon need to have some type of an agreement. And personally, I think Mario should let Dawson do the offense how Dawson sees fit. And if there's any issue or questions or whatever, then Mario can ask him. But I think Mario needs to stop micromanaging because I don't think he did anything with the defense. Uh, but I would just like to see Shannon be able to just do what he needs to do if he is being allowed to do it, great. If not, well, whatever. Uh but just as long as I think see, that's what's wrong with people today. It's all because of the invention of instant grits and instant oatmeal. That's what made everybody so want it now. Veruca salt, I want it now. But uh yeah, I think to kind of smooth things over. I agree with what everybody kind of said a little bit, and that probably if they can do if they can do 9 wins, you know, okay, we're improving. I don't think 8 win. I mean, I think 8 wins would be a little bit of an improvement, but with the talent that's starting to come in vis-a-vis recruits and portal, I think you have to start looking at that 9 win and maybe even venture into that 10 win echelon. But again, I know this has been talked about to death, but this past season, if you take away all the turnovers and the mistakes, okay, and I mean, I know we can get into the fact that TVD hurt 100%, 80%, 60. Well, that's not the thing is, but if we didn't have the turnovers, maybe things could have been different. But I think if we can get some harmony between what Mario wants to do and Dawson doing the offense, and of course keep the turnovers down. Uh just show a little bit more, probably about 9, 10 wins. I'd probably say I'd go 9, be fine. The schedule is very favorable for that. Uh I'm hoping they beat Florida and Florida State because that will just be that would make 2024 the greatest of all time. Uh so uh did any of y'all watch any of these little high school all-star games? Now, the question I have, I don't know if coach is still here, but the one I watched that, I think it was the Under Armour. Is that the one JoJo was in Orlando the other day, I believe? Uh, I was watching that game, and the one thing
Yep,
that
he was.
stuck
He
that
was.
the thing that stuck out to me was, and maybe, because I know Coach Hayes, if he's still here, I know he's been involved more with these all-star games and so forth with the high school. But the one thing that stuck out to me was how dominant the what was that, the ice team, the one that JoJo was on, how much more dominant they were than the other team. And I'm just wondering if is that normal or was this just an anomaly because of coaching and preparation? Because I know the talent was still, it wasn't like you had two different talent teams playing, but I thought that was kind of weird. But I guess another in relation to that, what what new player coming into Miami next year be it transfer or recruit, which guy, one, maximum of two. Okay, we don't need to go through the whole list, just one or two. What guy, one or two guys from the recruiting and or portal coming in next year? Who are y'all excited and anxious? Oh, I think Shad got a pizza delivered. Oh, what who are y'all
I
who are
ain't
y'all
excited for none of them yet.
hang on.
I don't know who.
I mean, just is there anybody that's got your attention, has got your eyes open? You're kind of excited to see them come in. Uh Lakers, talk to us. I'm gonna let you start this off.
All right. I mean, I want to see JoJo Trader and see, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see him because I want to see if he can help out Restrepo. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he can be our number one target. You know what I'm saying? Other than Restrepo. But yeah, that's it. Only him for now. I
Now
want to see
I'm
what he
not
can do.
now. Let me give a little context here. I'm not so much
Hmm.
saying that they'll start next year, but
No,
in
no,
the
I know,
future,
I know.
based on
I'm just
what you
saying.
see,
Yeah. Hmm.
you know, who are you excited to see
Him,
blossom?
JoJo, and maybe that Ryan's cornerback that we had in the Under Armour. I don't know his last name, but that
I know
corner
who you're
we
talking
had,
about.
Ryan. Yeah, them two,
Ryan
them two,
Mack.
them two. Yeah, them two. Yeah, I want to see them two and see how they can do.
All right, Crip, your turn.
Listen, man. I there's only one person I want to see. There's actually two, all right, and we've already seen them. None of the new people I want to see because they haven't proved nothing to me, and I'm not gonna get all hyped because I was all hyped for season. I still haven't seen this man, all right. And there's only one other person I want to see, and that's Ruben Bain. I want to see more Ruben Bain. All right, unleash this man. Let him go. Let him just have his way. They can't stop him. They'll double team him and leave someone else open. Possibly the new recruit we got this year.
All right, Shad. Bryce stepped away. Who out of this these incoming folks? Who are you anxious to see?
I just had to look at the class again. Um, I don't know, man. I mean, if you're asking me, I guess I have to formulate the question this way to give an answer because I don't want to leave without giving an answer. If I had to formulate the question to see who I feel like can make an impact or is going to have the best opportunity to make an impact early,
No. Who does Shad? What's
no,
got Shad tingly all over?
no, that's why I said I have to answer the question this way
Okay.
because I don't do the recruiting, so I don't. So
Oh, me neither, but still.
I have to answer it. I have to answer it this way. So
Okay.
uh I have to say Patterson just because of the depth or lack thereof that we have at the safety position. So I think that he could get some early opportunities. I don't know which role they may put him in. I don't know if they will put him kind of like in the James role where he kind of plays closer to the line of scrimmage or back, or does he have the capability to kind of play a little bit more free? So that would have to be the one that I would have. It's easy to say one thing is that we didn't really rotate guys last year. Uh, we still got guys that we didn't play last year's class. So I think we're set up big. I see those guys. I don't think of tackles making or doing much this year either. So I mean, that's just the way I have to. Saquon Patterson is my answer.
Okay. I only give you a hard time because I like you. All right, Bryce, talk to us.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with two here. Uh, First one, I'm gonna go with Marquise Lightfoot. I'm gonna go with him. And then my second one is going to be an underrated pick. It's going to be Abraham Murray, our kicker. Now, if you want me to dive in a little bit more deep than that, I will. One,
No, no, no,
because
no, no. I mean, you don't have to give a 500-page summary on why, but just
I'll give you a short.
just
I'll give you a short synopsis then.
okay.
One is because of how he was recruited. His recruiting story that Mario told in his press conference, I loved it. Two, if you're telling me that this dude can hit about 62 yarders, almost 70 yarders, I'm all for it.
Well,
But we don't know that yet.
well, game situations will tell, but yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna kind of go off the beaten path. I'm real curious to see. Well, of course, last year I was real curious. I wanted to see how Trevante was gonna do, but he got hurt. But this time, I'm real curious about Dylan Day, the little cornerback from just right down the road from me. I'm real curious to see how he does in the big time. And of course, Abram, because he's just right up the road up in North Louisiana, but the takeover, the Abram takeover could begin. But I'm just being funny. But nah, I just I want to see all the guys do good, but to kind of get more, I guess to kind of go along with what Shad was saying. We got cats from the last year's recruiting that really hasn't seen the field. So I'm just hoping that everybody's able to do something. But I'm real excited. I am real excited with some of the defensive guys. But I'm real curious to see how see if Mr. Day can see the field, and of course Avon, because Borregales, this is his last year, I believe. Correct?
That I don't know.
I think it is. If it's not, maybe one, but I think this might be it.
Yeah, because he was a freshman, because the field goal. Well, he missed the field goal at Virginia.
Oh, that's when they were playing not to lose. We're not going to get back. We're not going to rehash that. But
I was
yeah,
just trying to paint a
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
Time up.
So yeah, I mean, and we nobody really talks about the place kickers or the punters. I mean, I think Joe Dirt's going to be okay at punting, but as far as the field goal, I mean, it's an unsung hero type of role because nobody really notices the place kicker until they miss. But I'm real curious to see how that happens. But so I think as we start to wrap this up, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give each one of y'all a chance to give your own editorial soapbox. What what's ticking you off? What do you like? What's on your mind vis-a-vis what's going on with the football team? Just Miami football in general. I just want everybody just kind of this is your chance to give your 2 cents because everybody sees all the social media stuff and everything, but I just want everybody just to you could talk about whatever, just don't talk about it all night. But just going to give everybody an open mic one at a time. Give your thoughts, your theories, what's pissing you off, what's making you happy, what are you tired of seeing, what do you want to see, etc. And we are going to start with I don't have that fancy wheel like everybody else, so I'm just going to twirl my finger. All right, Bryce, you start us off.
All right.
Thought-provoking, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. It's funny because we talked about everything except for the quarterback for obvious reasons.
And hey, if you want to do that, talk about the quarterback. If you feel like you want to you want to say it, talk about it. Open floor right here.
Yeah, so Cam Ward goes to the NFL. He declares for the NFL draft. You didn't get him. Will Howard's going to Ohio State. Malachi Nelson is going to Boise State. Now you have Tua's brother who just literally entered the transfer portal, but he needs to get a waiver to get another extra year of eligibility. So there's a possibility you could have two Tonga Vailoas in Miami. So there's a possibility there. And then the quarterback out of Liberty, he entered the transfer portal, and then he took his name out of the transfer portal, so now he's going to stay with Liberty. So I don't know. The quarterback situation, it's crazy that I don't know, like this is like what, 2 years now? Two? Maybe a little bit longer now that we're going on, quarterback situation here in Miami. And we still don't have, like, oh yeah, we're good at this position. I'm glad that we got Jakari coming back. I do. That's big. I thought Jakari looked good against Rutgers. We saw some flashes of what he really could be. He still needs development. He's still raw throwing the balls. Well, I shouldn't say raw throwing the ball, but I think he's actually still probably needs a little bit of work. And then you obviously got Emory Williams still with you, but he won't be ready until the spring. Then you have Judd Anderson coming in, which he's going to need time to develop. And it's like, I still feel like this coaching staff is still going to go get a transfer portal quarterback. And honestly, it wouldn't shock me if we end up getting two, just to have depth in there and have competition in there. So, yeah, I don't know. Quarterback position is basically a mess. It's been a mess for quite some time. And it's definitely a subject that Canes fans probably get irritated talking about because, how many times are we going to have to deal with our quarterback room being a freaking hot mess? So I guess that's something that I guess a lot of Canes fans could say that we're definitely a little irritated by, a little frustrated by. Obviously, there's a bunch of other things that we can talk about that are definitely frustrating and irritating. Mark Cristobal's, decisions on game day when he used timeout, game time management, all that stuff. Some of Dawson's questionable play calling this season. Yeah, it's like I could talk about all the negatives and stuff like that, but then again, what's done is done. We do have positive momentum. We got a really good recruiting class coming in. We got some ball players on the squad and on this roster. I'm excited to see some of these guys that didn't get any playing time this year on the field and see how they do. Hopefully they adjust to the game of college football because it's nothing like high school. But yeah. And then the other thing that I was going to mention is how do you guys like those playoff games? And who do you think is going to win it all, though?
That's pretty good. All right, Lakers all day. Your turn.
All right. So I'm with Brad again. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you know what? I'm gonna make this a little take return a little bit. I feel like we might need to go get Ken Dorsey up.
Now you think Ken Dorsey's gonna?
Wait, hold on.
Of course, we don't know what his aspirations. We don't know what Ken Dorsey's aspirations are. We don't know if he wants to be.
I like what he's thinking.
Oh, I do too. But and I'm not trying to be argumentative, but you know, does Ken Dorsey want to come back to college? Does he have
Yep.
aspirations of moving
Good
up
call.
into the NFL? You know, and
The
one
Most
thing
people don't, but if they come back to college, it's for their home, their team, the team they,
I understand, I
play
understand,
for.
I understand. I'm not saying yay or nay. Okay. Uh, but
see
I don't know.
see
But
the only way I see Ken Dorsey coming into Miami is to be an offensive analyst. That's it. That's the only way that I see Ken Dorsey coming to Miami to be an offensive analyst. I don't see why he would he
oh,
would I don't see why he
I
would
think
leave the NFL because he would be making less. He probably would be making less more money depending on how much you're going to give him. You know, I'm pretty sure he would want another offensive coordinating job in the NFL or potentially a head coaching job. It's hard for me to see Ken Dorsey coming back to Miami other than only being an offensive analyst or
okay.
maybe
Well,
or maybe a quarterback coach. But I don't see it. I mean, I really don't.
again, you know,
All right, I'm back.
yeah, I thought maybe we pissed you off and you said
My bad,
screw these
y'all.
people.
No,
I'm
no,
out of
no,
I'm gonna
no,
take
no, no,
I'm taking my
no, no,
ball
no,
and
no.
going somewhere else.
Low
Nah,
key, bro. It was my connection because like y'all was talking about the
that's fine.
chipmunks, so that's why
Oh,
y'all
it's
when y'all
cool.
was
It's
talking, y'all was
cool.
talking. Yeah, yeah. So
But
the
anyway,
reason
I
why
don't
I said go ahead.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go
Okay.
ahead.
No, no. For me, the reason why I say Ken Dorsey because look, everybody is talking about like you know what I'm saying transfer quarterback. You know what I'm saying, and like I know you know what I'm saying like they want Dawson to have a you know what I'm saying to have like a good offensive coordinator, but why don't you go just you know what I'm saying just like call him up you know what I'm saying call him up and see if you know like if he does want to come back you know what I'm saying that's great you know what I'm saying we can work with that but I just feel like go get try to go get him because like you know what I'm saying like if you have a quarterback like Ja'Cory and you have a dude like Ken Dorsey you feel me? Everybody knows what he did, and everybody knows who he developed in the NFL. So why not try to go get him so we can help out our quarterbacks? And you know what I'm saying? Like and low key, he can help the offensive coordinator too at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And probably making we can like just like see like a little like see like something we can going on because like I feel like that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have nobody that can develop these guys. You feel me? And if we go get him, you know what I'm saying, and he can like develop the quarterback situation, maybe we can, you know what I'm saying, see something, better going on with this football team because you know what I'm saying, like the quarterback is the what? He's the point guard of the team, right? So, you know what I'm saying, if the point guard of the team is not doing good, you know what I'm saying, listen, everybody else is what? They're gonna do good, but really we need the point guard to do good so everybody else can do good. You feel me? But I just feel like we might need to go do that. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's worrying about who we gonna get, and you know what I'm saying, like what kind of transfers we're gonna go try to get. I mean, he needs to be developed. You know what I'm saying? He didn't play all last year. I mean, all this year he didn't play this one game. So why not go get that type of guy and try to see if it can work with him? But yeah, that's it.
All right. Hey, that's good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Crip. Give us your parting shots, your final words. What's on your mind? What's pissing you off?
Well, I'm not pissed off. I'm a pothead. Nothing pisses me. Let's get physical with it. But I'm optimistic for next year because I'm a believer of Jimmy Johnson's philosophy in the offense. You use the running game to open up the passing game, and if Citizen turns out to be everything we expect him to be, and the teams load the box on us, no matter who's the quarterback, someone's gonna find the open receiver. As long as we have a nice running game, that's what I think Trevante Citizen's gonna bring. Okay. and our offensive and defensive line play has been the best it's been in 10, 20 years. I don't know. I honestly, and when it comes to the bowl game, I don't care that we lost the way we lost. I mean, we only lost by 7 points. Florida State got totally annihilated. Okay, they didn't even have a chance. So I see good things in our future. I don't care what the fan base says about this, that, and the third, but I do not like our offensive coordinator. I don't know what his problem is. If Mario's handcuffing him, if not, then you need to move on because like he's not getting the ball to the tight ends. I don't see no dynamicness. I don't see no creativity. You know, I mean, granted, the Boston College game, but look what happened the game after the Boston College game. It was inconsistency at offensive coordinator is our issue.
All right,
I don't
Chad.
know if that's because of lack of receivers, but I believe offensive coordinator got to get fixed.
All right, Chad. What's rattling around in that little head of yours?
To answer Bryce's question, I like Washington over Michigan. And to piggyback off of Bryce, we didn't talk about the quarterback today. I don't know why South Coast didn't want to continue to beat the horse. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but
No,
But
you're good.
no, this the one thing that I want to say about this though, right? Is what's missed anytime one of these portal quarterbacks hop in the portal and people within our fan base say, "Hey, we need this guy. We need to get this guy." Is they're not taking into consideration what offensive system that those guys have just left. Because the unique thing about us is from Cam Ward to KJ to the guy that went back to Liberty, we don't run those type of offenses.
Nope.
That's not the type of offense that we run.
Nope.
And I was gonna say
I know.
for my for my show, but I didn't do a show. I said, you know what, South Coast is going on tonight. I'm gonna do it on his show. But you started the show off saying that you didn't want to talk about the quarterback, so I couldn't say nothing. But
Well, no.
I'm glad that you got
This is your chance. This is your
no,
chance.
that's what I'm saying.
Talk about it.
So that's what I'm saying. The thing about it is, a lot of these guys, this is their last year, and what's being missed in that then is the fact that you want a guy that's in the portal to come here their last year to be behind in the playbook because they have to learn the playbook. Emory and Jakari will be in their second year learning this playbook.
No.
So they're ahead. So why would you want to purposely slow down their development to speed up the development for a guy to coming in the transfer portal? That's not fair to them. They're ahead. There's not a quarterback that has hopped in this portal that I say that comes from the system that we just ran, other than the quarterback that jumped in from Houston. And I don't know if he committed somewhere else, but we didn't seem to make a run at him. That would have been the only guy that made sense. If you're getting a 1-year guy, which that doesn't make any sense to me, period, because who wants to come in and try to relearn a whole new system when you got a whole offense that knows a certain terminology? Spring is right around the corner, and you have to fast track this guy to surpass Emory and Jakari, and they're already behind. I mean, not the transfer, you're already behind. No one's gonna step in a situation like that. And that's one of the things that I kind of feel even though I don't take up for Mario much, but I will take up for Mario in this particular moment. It's not, I can't blame him if a transfer portal quarterback doesn't want to come here that's going to be behind in the playbook when you got two guys that are going to be ahead of you, and we're not running the system that you just left. It'd be different if we were running kind of a system that wasn't dedicated to throwing the ball to the slot receiver. Then we probably could, plug and play. But those guys got to learn new terminology. They got to learn, got to get acquainted with the receivers and all that particular stuff like that. You got to ingratiate yourself, with the team. And it could be a little animosity because you may have some guys that say, hey, look, I like Jakari or I like Emory. But you come in the room, you gotta build that trust. You got to make them trust you more than Jakari and Emory. And if you're just there for 1 year, I don't think a guy wants to do that personally. But as far as what I don't like, um, it's really not anything that I personally don't like. It's just some stuff that I don't agree with. Like I say, and I spoke about that earlier about the running back rotation and linebacker rotation, the lack of playing the younger guys. It kind of Ruben Bain playing. Just think about this for a second. If Akeem Mesidor and Najee Kelly don't get hurt, we don't see much of that. We don't see very much of Ruben Bain this year. But Ruben Bain is in a position that he's in front of Najee Kelly right now. And I don't want anyone to clip this, but nothing that we all saw, I think we all can agree with this on this broadcast. Nothing that we saw from Najee Kelly his freshman year says that he's going to come back and pass Ruben Bain next year. But that's a good problem to have because Najee Kelly is a good prospect. You know what I mean? But that's the only issue that I had.
Well, I mean, it didn't have to all be, negative. It could have been positive, but it's cool. Oh, so I guess I'll give my parting shots, and I'll just start with, talking about bringing Dorsey in, getting rid of Dawson, etc.
Oh,
You know,
let me comment on that. Let me comment on that. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
that's okay.
The thing about Dorsey, and I know Lakers, this has been the drum that you've been beating because you've come on my broadcast. You said the same thing. The thing about Dorsey to me is that I don't think you can bring Dorsey in without, like we've kind of talked about, without understanding what type of offense are we trying to run. Like what are we trying to do? Because it's like how can like what is Dorsey going to do to develop the quarterbacks if the offense is going to be more run driven? You know what I mean? You don't have to coach a guy up to to throw in one on one coverage. It doesn't take much development in that. So I think and then you kind of got that situation where you have like guys that may have coached in the NFL. And now, if you're saying to bring him back to be an offensive coordinator, then to me, it kind of gets back to that aspect of can Ken Dorsey. I don't want to use the word dumb, but that's the term that they use. But can he dumb down the NFL offense enough to give it to college players? And would Mario even want to run that offense here at the University of Miami? Because I'm not a Buffalo Bills fan, but I watch NFL occasionally. And one of the bigger things that they said about the Buffalo Bills was that there was not an emphasis on running the ball. So that's already a no-no for Mario Cristobal. So if for no other reason than him being in the NFL, I don't think he would be an option. I mean, I know Ken Dorsey was a name that was brought up when Mario first got here, but I think that they will have a difference in mindsets on offense. And Ken Dorsey, we all saw the clip of Ken Dorsey losing his ish in the in the press box. I
Yeah.
don't think I think he and Mario are two alphas, and they'll be doing this the entire time. And I couldn't see that working long term. I think he got Shannon Dawson, who is thankful for this opportunity, and he's gonna do what he says. I don't think Ken Dorsey's gonna bend over, not literally, but figuratively. I don't think he's gonna bend over to appease to Mario Cristobal.
Well, and my opinion on the Ken Dorsey Shannon thing is just take the names out and just have offensive coordinator and ex NFL coordinator. One thing Miami has been plagued with is, you know, keeping an offensive coordinator for more than a year. You know, Lashley was here for what, 2 years and went off to SMU, and then, well, even before Lashley, you start getting into your Enos and et cetera, et cetera. One thing Miami really hasn't had is stability and stayability at the offensive coordinator position. And again, this isn't this isn't a Shannon Dawson specific, just the OC position as it is. You know, I honestly think we just, kind of like with the players development, I believe we have to have the same development with the OC in that you got to give them time. When I say time, and I know Canes fans don't like hearing that, but you got to let time dictate. In other words, you got to give them a couple of seasons. Let them, if it's like, if we're sitting here this time next year and nothing has really changed as far as play calling, uh, to execute all that. Just if it's still the same, well, then yeah, you may have to question, okay, what's going on. But in the same breath, I talked about this before at the beginning of this season, or when Shannon Dawson came down to Miami as a coach, as offensive coordinator. We don't know what kind of pep talk Mario gave him. In other words, Mario may have sat down with him and said, "Hey, look, Shannon, here's what I envision for the team. Here's how I think we need to get there." You see, we don't know. We don't know. But we have to, get some experience with the OC. In other words,
We gotta
we're
have consistency.
the OC, and I'm just going to use Dawson because he's the one there. But we're gonna have to take the lumps with Dawson, just like with the new players, and hopefully things will improve. And as far as the Dorsey situation, and hey, I like Dorsey. I think he did a fine job, but and it's not just Canes fans, but I see it throughout where a lot of the fans will see, All American player X from the heyday. Well, we'll bring him in. He could be a coach and he can make everybody play like he did back 20 years ago. You see where I'm getting at? I'm not saying that with Dorsey, but it's just the mindset, you know. It is what it is. And I'm not saying Dorsey wouldn't be good, but you know, I kind of agree with Shad as I do with everybody else. But I think that, Dorsey may be trying to become a head coach. And, there might be some personality clashes between Dorsey and Mario. But I do believe we need to, give Dawson some time, see how it evolves and how it improves and how it goes forward. And I'm just going to come out and say it. The quarterback portal stuff. Honestly, truth be told, all that just needs to be squashed. Okay. Let's ride with Jakari. Okay. Because, there was a time in college football that, you have somebody like Jakari who's basically in his third year. He'd be a redshirt sophomore next year. Okay. And you still got the incoming freshman plus Emory who's going to get better. That, that used to be kind of how it was. Okay. And I think as a college fan base, we've gotten spoiled to this portal. It's become a free agency. It's become the NFL. And it's just my opinion. Just my opinion. Now, if they want to bring in a younger quarterback in the portal so that way you have a little bit of depth, that's fine. But personally, I'd rather see the time and effort spent on Jakari, Emory, and Judd as opposed to
Work with what we got.
And I'm not disrespecting Cam Ward or Will Howard or any of those cats. Okay, they were good quarterbacks. Okay, but personally, I just to me they were doing a lot of this stuff. They were shopping around trying to make some money. And it wasn't a given that they were going to come in here and then within 7 months be able to lead Miami to the national championship. Let's be realistic. You know, uh, the bowl game against Rutgers. Yeah, I wanted Miami to win. I did. But again, I was more interested in seeing how one Jakari was going to perform. Okay. I still can't believe Rutgers ran all over our ass like that, but it was what it was. And then, we got to see some younger ones, but I was real curious to see Jakari. And honestly, I think Jakari is going to be just fine. I think it may be a growing process, but I really like what Jakari's doing. And I'm not looking. I don't know. No, I guess Bryce left. And again, if you feel like we need a protocol, fine, that's cool. But I'm just giving you my 2 cents. I think instead of worrying about trying to get somebody in, let's concentrate on what we got because what Miami has can work. I really think it can work. But that's just my opinion. So I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, man. I do appreciate y'all. I know it was kind of a lackluster,
South Coast
but
can hold it
it's
right quick.
all, huh?
Okay, hold up.
Lackluster. It was over 2 hours. Jordan,
You're
we
right.
were together for two
Well,
hours, bruh.
I know, but what I'm saying is, it's the off season. There's really not much to talk about, and what we're talking about, everybody's seen. But it's just,
Oh, come
I
on.
just like hanging
You
out with
saw
y'all. To
what
be
we
honest
did
with
last season. There's plenty to talk about.
I know,
Hey,
but
There's
South Coast
plenty.
King, you know what? You know what? For me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Ja'Cory is that quarterback that low key that can take us far. You know what I'm saying? I just wish that he got some more playing time this year. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all my point.
yeah,
But I'm with you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he is the guy that can take us far because guess what?
Well, that's
We
the
saw
thing. It
his
looked like
arm.
Curry was about the red shirt before Tyler Van Dyke took off.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I'm saying? Like low key, like
That's why we didn't see much of him.
Brown has arm talent that you've seen, right? He can throw on the run. He's big.
And
He
he
can
got
run
those
the ball.
legs.
He got those legs. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he has all the talent in the world for us to be good, and plus for him to be good. You know what I'm saying? And take us far. It's just that we just need to see him do it, and we need to see the offense coordinator develop him into that QB. I feel like he can do that
Yeah,
too.
because you think you bring in a transfer
and
quarterback, it's going to hurt Jakari's confidence. They'll be like, wait a minute, they don't believe in me. They had to bring in come on,
but
you know?
and last point, I think a lot of the young men on the team want Ja'Cory. I think they like Ja'Cory. In other words, there's no. I
Oh,
mean,
we
I
could
think
see that the season before. As soon as he
but
got on the field, it looked
yeah,
like the team changed.
but anyway, yeah. I do appreciate y'all. I do appreciate y'all stepping by. Uh, we'll get better. In other words, I was wanting to fellowship with y'all and discuss some of this stuff, and it's so hard to really talk about anything because everything's just getting so over talked about anyway. It's really hard. But I mean, it
Yeah,
was
you're
still
right.
fun talking with everybody. You know.
Yeah.
Uh so uh special thanks to Crip, Lakers, Bryce, and Shad the Great. Thank y'all for stopping by and chit chatting. I was looking earlier.
Always joy.
I don't think anybody had a show on tonight but us.
No, well that's good.
That was
Hey,
odd, but that's beside the
Hey,
point.
hey,
Uh
Taco King, what you think about us? Okay, what you think about Earl Little Jr. coming? What you think about Earl Little Jr.? You think we should go get him or try to like see if he wants to come here?
well, I mean, if
I heard he went to Florida State.
if he does, he does. And see, that's another thing. Just because, and I'm not trying to be an a-hole, but
Mhm.
a lot of folks have the mentality that, like, if the father played at Miami, well, the son should be equally as great, if not better, through genetics and heredity. And I'm not taking anything away from little Junior. I'm not saying that. But it's just the mentality because you had like Michael Irvin Jr., you had Ray Lewis Jr., you had Frank Gore. No, Little Gore didn't come here. He went to Southern Miss. But you see where I'm getting at,
Yeah, but
and that, and
he
that's
didn't
not.
end up like them.
But
Like
and that's not
Olsen's
just
brother. Look what happened to Olsen's brother.
exactly. Thank you, thank you. So what I'm getting at, and it's not just Miami fans. It's just college fans. They just think, if we get,
Well, at least you
you know,
know Frank
if
Gore
that if
raised his son right.
if Daddy came here, well, son should be just as good. But all right. Well, again, thank y'all. Thank y'all for stopping by and saying hello and coming on live. And I'm gonna thanks to Faith
Always,
Family
Joy.
Football. Thanks to Miss Ellen. Miss Ellen, it's always a pleasure having you around. Phil the swag. Romano, thank you. Coach Hayes, appreciate it, buddy. Ah, there was somebody else I saw earlier. It might have been that was it. That was us. Yep, that's it. But and if any of y'all are in the back row, y'all feel free to step forward and have fun and enjoy yourself. I mean, we got new folks coming in. We have new people being initiated into the youth fellowship. Everybody's welcome. Everybody is encouraged because you never know. We can get kind of crazy and loose and wild and free and everything else. But with that being said, this is South Coast K. You've been watching Kane with the Camera 2.0. And as always, peace, love, and soul. Go Canes. And I'm going to leave us with a little music. Y'all have a good evening.
Yeah.